Well, hello, and welcome back to a little bit of Ruinarch here. As you guys may or may not know, Ruinarch just released Update 9, which was the big update that added a bunch of suggestions to the game. So I'm going to go ahead and go over some of those suggestions that we found and talk about their patch notes. One of the more interesting things that they added was resonance power, which if you take a character and convert them to a cultist, you can sacrifice them to absorb their power. And you can see here that you'll get a bonus charge of paralysis if you turn them into a cultist and sacrifice them. Some of the other changes that have occurred is that players can now, or not players, NPCs can now build barracks. When they reach various levels, they can build a barracks in their village. I haven't had one happen yet, but I've been trying to make it happen. So we'll see how that goes. We also get various abilities from the barracks. We'll get things like a battle cry, which increases damage, endurance, which reduces all damage taken, siege arrows, which is a 5x5 AoE attack, which is kind of cool. The other major thing that's happened is bandits. So criminals, violent criminals particularly, can go out and form bandit camps, which is kind of cool. So the other option, the other things that they've changed here is that you have the option to add a strong retaliation versus normal retaliation. So normal retaliation means that 25% of the time you do something to the village, you get a retaliation count. On strong retaliation, 100% of the time you do anything negative to the village, you get a retaliation count. So it'll call for more angels on you, but in all honesty, it doesn't feel like it's more of a challenge. It feels like it's an annoyance, because you still have everything still scales. So for example, I just had a retaliation. I had 2 angels come up. My skeletons were able to kill the angels. One thing that's nice that they changed is that the kennel, if you snatch a creature, put it in here and then drain its spirit, instead of leaving the corpse in there that you have to manually move out, the corpse disappears. So that's really nice. There's also been message boards that have been added. I haven't seen one yet, but let's see if we can find that together. So they should be here, info quest, and then they should have a wanted description here. But it doesn't look like anybody is wanted quite yet in this village. Check some of the others. Negative. So it doesn't look like the game has progressed far enough to have any wanted criminals. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. There's also been an update on relationship changes. So characters that have been accused of heinous acts have more of a negative impact in the community. Party members evaluate the relationships between each other, so there could be some friction in the parties, which is kind of neat. So that's kind of interesting. They've also added some distinct classes in here, like shamans and knights, barbarians, druids, all the classes that we've seen before, but now there's a couple extra ones. You are a miner, obviously in the mines. That makes sense. Mage. Here we go. So here's one of the special classes. It has 20% more physical resistance, so than normal. There's 3 hit points regen per tick, 10 mood boost, but they will gain skills, martial arts. So each of those skills, like the 3 hit points regen, is learned at martial arts level 2, and the slower needs reduction is learned at martial arts level 5. So each of these bonuses come as the character grows, and the bonuses are actually put towards other party members and not themselves. So it's kind of an interesting aspect. It helps party. Let's see if they are in a party. They are. So you have a noble, mage, and knight, so the knight will buff all of these guys. So that's kind of cool. Shamans gain helpful rituals that will help the group. Barbarians are now immune to zap. Makes you, as the player, have to think who you're gonna be more strategic, I guess. And I do like the strategy aspect of the games. And then druids can now have pets, which I think is why we saw the wolf in here. So let's see. Where'd the wolf go? Wow, they got rid of the wolf. Do you have a pet? Doesn't look like you have a pet. Still can't go over and center things that are on the edge of the map. Hunters can have pets, which is kind of cool. They can tame beast type monsters and turn them into pets, which is again why I think we saw the wolf over here, which was kind of cool. Don't know what happened to him. Archers are able to now remove traps. Hunters may specialize into 4 monster type categories after killing a monster, so they will be better hunters. You can quick share intel, so if you get a piece of intel, I'm not playing as a puppet master, but if you put down an eye, you can click on the intel and then share it with people quickly. It's kind of like if you had this. So if you had a piece of intel, you could share it with somebody. Let's turn you into a vampire just because I'm here. And the other major change that they've updated is your save and load options. So we actually have your save and load options, which none of my stuff can load out because it's all from a previous update. If we save this game, create a new save, test, and then if we load it in, so we're actually saving right now. Okay, so that's the save progress bar. We can load it in there. Neat. There's a ton of tweaks that they've done to the game to try to balance that out a bit. For example, nameplates have been updated. Important stuff. You can see it on the fly. You can put items directly into people's pockets. It's kind of interesting. Weird things that used to happen, like cannibals becoming leaders, now legalizes cannibalism. You could have a completely, you could have like a cannibal clan. I've been letting this game run for a few days just to see what's, what the hubbub is. Trying to get a feel for the game to see if there's been some major changes. But it does feel very similar to being the same game it was, just with a couple small add-ons. So it's still getting fleshed out. But there has been a lot of tweaks and bug fixes and updates. So I'll put all this information. If you want to see the patch notes yourself, I'll put that information down in the description. But this has been a quick update and overview of update 9 for Ruinarch. Overall, from what I've played so far, seems like there could be more story to it when played like this. I'll play for a few hours and see how it goes, and I'll let you guys know. I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, my supporters, for allowing me to do this, and I will see you guys next time.